doing? Opening statement to start? All right, cool.
It's your show.
Yeah, something like that. No, I thought the guys, the way that they competed and handled the adversity, this game was going to be different. It's such a unique game. Their style of play, they don't play a true five-man. So it was going to be hard. And honestly, I told Nicole I didn't know how much he was going to play this game. And then he ended up playing, 16 minutes and was plus 14. So, for our bench, I thought our bench was tremendous again. A huge spark for our guys with toughness and the physicality, and then just getting us in our fast break offense with getting stops. And I thought that's what changed the game. Once we were able to run in transition, that's when the game kind of opened up for us. But a ton of credit to Cal Poly too. They came in and made a lot of shots, and that's kind of what they do. They shoot a ton of threes, and tonight they made a lot of them, but for the most part, I was really happy with our offensive rebounding too. I didn't think that's the second part of their offense is when they get offensive rebounds, that's when they really hurt you. And I thought we did a great job on the glass, specifically in the first half. And I'd have to go back and watch some more of it, but it felt like 3 or 4 of those were in the last 3 minutes of the game too. So for the most part, our defensive rebounding was really good, and that's what we talked about.
A lot of this game felt similar because you shared the ball, 25 assists on 29 makes. Motion was really good, but you relied more on the three. I think tied third most in a game in program history with 16. Is it nice to use it to tell you your team can be effective offensively in different ways to whatever the game might dictate?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the sign of a good team is when you can win in a variety of ways. We have not won with our defense yet, but we got to get there next. But for us to make 16 threes tonight, the other nights we've been at the foul line and finishing great from 2. We knew it was going to be hard to score in the paint tonight because they're a smaller team, so they just sit someone right in the middle pretty much the whole game. So we knew we were going to have to take more threes than we typically do. And it's nice when you have a Josh Pasquarelli and Brandon Rexsteiner, and then Jace Butler comes in and goes 2 for 4, and then Kyle in his 10 minutes goes 1 for 1. Carey makes a 3. So there's contributions across the board, but it's hard when you give up. When you give up open threes to guys like Carey and Brandon and Josh, I feel pretty good about that. So if that means shooting 50 of them, but Josh and Brandon are getting 10 to 12 of them, I'm good with that.
I know you might not be overly thrilled with picking up 2 technicals in a night, but your team also showed some gumption, some fight. Was that the tipping point? You do like to see that part of it, right?
Yeah, without the technicals,
yeah.
But it's gonna happen too, and I think I wanted to see some of the fight from the guys. I knew we had it, but it was good for the rest of everybody else to kind of see it too. They don't back down to anybody, and that's without Rashawn too, which we know Rashawn doesn't back down to anybody. So it was good to see that and good to see them fight through it and honestly just fight through the adversity of how the game was. It was 41 fouls or something like that. So the stoppage of the game and then the 2 reviews that took forever too, and then guys playing in different spots they hadn't played. Jevin had never played the 4 yet. So for them to handle all those aspects of the game I thought was massive.
8 different guys hit threes. Is this the deepest shooting group you've had here, do you think?
Yeah. Probably pretty close. There's probably that year when Roddy's sophomore year maybe when he started to shoot the ball pretty well when you had Deshaun and Kendall and Adam and Isaiah. That team shot the ball well too, but from terms of fight all the way through that top 10, and even you go down to John and Darnez too, as a group, yeah, they shoot the ball at a high level, and we've always thought that's what was so strange in the exhibition and scrimmages. We actually shot really bad. So for us to come out and shoot the way we have been, it's a testament to all the work they put in too. They get up a lot of shots. This is the most shots that we've shot in a summer. So for them, they put in the work, and if you do that, usually the results speak for themselves.
Young guys, JoJo, Jace, who, in a lot of ways is kind of freshman given his, game experience, came in, really did some big things. Even though it's just 3 games, do you see a little bit of them just finding their sea legs?
Absolutely. Absolutely with JoJo. And JoJo he had 2 weeks where he was basically out. So he hadn't practiced a ton leading up to these 3 games either. So I think it just shows what kind of player he is, what kind of person he is, and I've said it before. He's similar to Isaiah in a lot of ways, character-wise, and how he goes about his business. And Jace, I think we kept reminding ourselves too with Jace, like this is kind of like the second semester of his freshman year right now. Like he didn't get a ton of opportunities at Washington, and he's kind of gone through it. But it's been fun to watch him too. In the last month, he's taken off. Like he's one of our most consistent guys in terms of how he approaches things defensively and offensively. You just trust him when he's on the court. It's really similar to Jalen Lake in a lot of ways, where it's like some of the stuff that he does might not show up in the box score every night, but you know when you watch the film how much of an impact he has.
Yeah, and I mean, you said like you knew for at least this team you'd have to be shooting really well from the three. What emphasis did you place going in on to have that consistency, especially early on?
Yeah, it was a lot of it had to do with just moving the ball and playing off 2 feet. I thought in the first half we missed a lot. We missed 3 layups in the first half too, which kind of sparked some stuff. But we also got the shot blocked at the rim or missed some that like normally you make. But they're athletic at the rim, and I thought we didn't stop and really play off 2 and look for the spray outs as much. When we started doing that, that's when things opened up, not only for the threes, but then opened up the second drive. We knew their first side defense was really good. We had to get to the second side, and so playing off that penetration and moving it and trusting the next play, that I thought we did a good job of that. And when we did, we got the shots we wanted.
Yeah, this is now your third win, each of them over 90 points. What does this say about this ability's team to perform offensively?
I think they're really starting to trust each other more and more. And sometimes you want to build that over the summer and how we build our offense up. It kind of initiates some of that. But for them to go 25 assists on 29 field goals again, and on that our first game that Monday we went 22 of 29 also. Then the other night we didn't, but that's because of the way they were guarding us. I thought we drove the ball great and got fouled a bunch at the rim. So I think it also shows they can trust each other, but they also can take what's given to them too.
Jorgensen wasn't around or didn't start off super early in terms of scoring, and it wasn't around for the whole game. Pascal really kind of picked it up. Is this kind of an example of what you were talking about last game? Feeding the hot hand, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of it also shows it's like I always do this comparison, but it's like with your kids, you tell them like my son's back there, but you tell them like, hey, that stove's hot, and they're like, well, I don't believe you, I'm going to touch it first. And I think they're starting to see that like we're preaching depth, we're preaching next guy up, we're showing those things, but you kind of got to go through it to understand it. But now we have examples to show it. Rashawn hasn't been here, and Rashawn wasn't at Creighton really. I mean, he only played 10 minutes. So for them to respond to those situations, I thought was phenomenal. And then Kyle, it was a big play at the end of the half to make that 3 to put us up 10 after being on the bench for basically 8 minutes, and that's awesome. Just it's like you're the all-time quarterback, just subbing on offense only. So for him to just sub in and make that play, and Brandon to make that quick read to hit Kyle for that 3 was a big momentum shift. And Chris Howell came up from behind and told me, he goes, hey, Coach, Kyle's out of the game. And I had no idea what was going on. I didn't know what happened. So I was caught off guard. So I'm sure the guys were too. For them to respond and keep playing through that, I thought that's what this team has to be about, is how you handle adversity, and they've shown they can handle it.
How much of a benefit is it to have the guys learn that lesson this early in the season?
Yeah, I think that's why you go play Northern Colorado in a scrimmage. We've been playing them for years, and they know our offense, and they know how we want to play, and we knew they were going to make it hard on us. You play Creighton, that's a top 25 team in the country, that one of the best offensive coaches. Then we challenge ourselves. Incarnate Word's a good team. Like all the 3 teams that we played are going to be really good in their leagues. Like it was not an easy schedule to start off the first 3 games, and I'm glad we won all 3. So now I feel better, and I can say absolutely, that was exactly what we needed. But it really was. It challenged us in different ways, and I thought we responded to it.
You've had different leading scorers each night, and then you look at tonight, Jevin leads you in assists with 7. Is this a team that could surprise you, but you won't be surprised because it could be anybody doing whatever on any given night?
Yeah, and to be honest too, we always thought Jevin was he's a great passer, elite passer. And we kind of told him tonight this was going to be one of those nights that maybe you're not scoring as much, but you're going to have a chance to get 7 to 10 assists. And it happened. But I thought the way we took care of the ball too, because it's hard to go against a defense that's that packed in at times. And for us to have 25 assists and only 11 turnovers too, the way that they handled the pressure and handled their drives and didn't get stuck in any spots, I thought that was a big difference in the game, and what led to going 16 for 36 from 3. And honestly, I don't have There's probably only 3 of those threes that I'd say we didn't really want to shoot. Every single other one was exactly how we wanted it to go.
You talked about defensive adjustments needing to be made. What emphasis will you put on that to see that development?
And part of it was this game was just so unique. Like I told the radio that everything that we had to prepare for this game went completely against everything that we've been teaching them. So for us to go a day and a half and completely say like, hey, I know we've been preaching this for 2 months, but we're not doing that anymore. Their adjustment to it was great. Like we wanted to own the paint. They made threes in the first half. In the second half, I thought we let them get in the paint too much. But yeah, we just got to get better defensively. At the end of the day, it's just more of the consistency over and over and over. Like defense is boring. Like you have to do your job over and over and over again. And it's you can get away with it sometimes, and then the next 2 times you try to do the same thing and you get punished for it. And I'll also say this: like when you have Rashawn out, who's your defensive anchor, it's going to be different. And so just adding Rashawn back will help our defense a lot. It's like taking Neek off last year's team defensively. It's going to look a lot different. So we'll get there. And some of these guys, too, they're still learning a new system. And it's been nice to see offensively how easily it's flowed for them. It hasn't quite flowed as much defensively yet, but the connection's there. Now we just need to keep working on it.
Joe and Baylor talked to them earlier in the week, and they noted how tough it is to learn the new system. When do you see that turning point for some of these new players?
It usually happens like the end of July, like right before they leave, and you see the yes, it's perfect. But it does. It happens kind of right at that point. The first month in June is brutal. Like it's hard. Like you almost feel like you can't play basketball anymore because you're making the wrong cuts, the wrong reads. But also we recruit high IQ guys that know how to play. And so eventually, once they see the actions over and over again, they start making their own reads and their IQs start kicking in. It's starting to happen for all these guys. They're starting to see where the plays that they can make are there, where they specifically can find success. And each of one's a little different, but showing them that, following it up with the film, it does. It takes time. You would not want to be at a practice in June because it does not look like it did tonight out there.
Thanks, Elliot.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.